Hey, what's up, everybody? We are here on the 31st of October. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Yeah, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Today's a good day. Um, it's getting kind of cold in Ohio. I walked outside this morning, freezing, but
Yeah, it was frosty. Yeah, wasn't ready for that.
all right, so here we are. Let's recap Monday Night Football.
Yeah,
Um, it's looking like the Lions beat the Raiders as kind of we expected yesterday. Um, the Lions the Lions looked okay. I think that they're still missing Montgomery really bad in the backfield. I can't really tell how much of a factor. I mean, Gibbs did 152 yesterday. Damn, I didn't know he had that many.
yeah,
Um,
he dominated the whole game pretty much.
yeah. Um, Go ahead
I
and
mean,
give me your take on that.
so really, this game wasn't close at all during the whole time. I mean, really, what kept them in the games was Detroit kept turning it over. They had a fumble, a pick. These are all in the red zone, so they really kept them in the game. This really could have been a serious blowout. Uh, but yeah, I mean, they played really well. I thought the Raiders just looked bad, man. Garoppolo looked terrible. Their offensive line looked absolutely horrendous. Uh, the only good thing about that team is Max Crosby's a savage. That dude's a beast on the D line. He's super active. Other than that, I you can just tell Devontae Adams wants out. You can just look at his face. That dude wants out. That's not what he signed up for. As far as the game goes, Detroit just dominated. We thought that was going to happen. We took the spread. We took all the things that we thought was going to happen. Pretty much happened. Um, yeah, it was just a slaughtering. I mean, I don't think Detroit's like super for real. I think they're a good team, um, but their schedule is very soft. They're winning all the games they should win, which is what you're supposed to do. But when it comes to crunch time in the playoffs, I don't see them beating Philly or San Francisco or any of these teams. They're a nice team though.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I didn't get a chance to get to watch the game yesterday because I was at the Rod Wave concert, but I mean, just looking at the recap of it, the scores, the yards, things like that. The Lions actually they keep improving and improving. We kind of figured that they would bounce back after last week, after they got blew out against the Ravens. They came out and did just that yesterday.
Yeah.
Um, we had 4 picks yesterday in our Telegram. We hit 3 out of 4. Um, I don't really know what to expect from the Lions moving forward. Their schedule gets a little bit more difficult than what it's been, but I just like you said, I just don't know how to take them or how to go about that moving forward. I would like to see them do good just because of simple fact it's kind of like they have the history, same as like the Browns, basically not
Yeah.
winning at all.
Yeah.
Detroit is super close to home.
They
I,
haven't hosted they haven't hosted a home playoff game since '93. The Browns last hosted a home game in '94.
yeah,
So like,
so
there's a lot of similarities to these. They're the two oldest teams in the NFL that have yet to make the Super Bowl. These are very similar, just similar cities in general. But yeah, that's I think Detroit's going to win the division with ease. I think they win the division and they host a playoff game this year, and that will be good for them and the franchise for sure.
yeah, no, 100%. I think the same way. I just want to see them. I guess I just want to see them prosper the way they have been. Whatever last year was the same way. It was kind of like my thought process was major on them looking the best that I've ever seen them look since Barry Sanders era or Megatron. And even with Megatron and Barry, they still weren't that good. Um,
No, they
you
never
know,
they never were over. Yeah, they never got over the top. A few of those years with Stafford and Megatron, they should have been better than they were. But they had Rodgers in the division. They had some good they had good players in the division at that time. The division is definitely down this year, so Detroit's going to take advantage of that and that schedule. Like I said, that schedule's weak, so they're in a good spot. I think though they could easily get the 3 seed, maybe even the 2 seed, depending on what happens as far as win loss goes with San Francisco. I think Philly's going to be locked in, but Dallas also is in the mix, but I'm not a big believer in them either. I still think the winner out of the NFC is either Philly or San Francisco. That's just how I feel about it. No other team in the NFC has really stepped up. So as far as the AFC, the seven teams that we talked about earlier in the week are still locked in those seven spots, and I do not see the only team that's going to come up is Cincinnati. That's not in right now. Cincinnati's going to come up, and then I don't see other two teams in that race are the Raiders and the Jets, and I don't see it, man. I just don't see that happening. So that's the recap for Monday night. On to this week, Thursday night coming up. There's a couple early overseas games this week, a couple good games actually. So we'll be talking about that day here in the days to come here.
Most definitely. All right, so we got the Knicks -2.5 versus the Cavs tonight. I don't know what I like necessarily. The Cavs scare me.
They're just not healthy right now. They're just not.
Yeah.
They got a lot of things going on health wise. Allen's still out. Darius is out. For some reason, it keeps saying Donovan is a game time decision. He was that last game also, but ended up playing. So I'm assuming we'll see what he did. Shoot around is coming up. So
Play last game.
oh, that's right. He was a game time decision. Didn't play. That's right. So I don't like anything about this game. I'm going to look at the prop side for New York, and I'm looking at the Randall 8.5 rebounds. I liking that over right now, just given the fact that he's been in double digits all three games this year, and the Cavs are shorthanded.
Yeah. I agree. I don't think they're like really no one's boxing him out. No one's. I mean, Randall. Before we seen Zion, we seen Randall, and people don't want to ever admit that.
We also saw how physical they were against the Cavs in the playoffs last year.
Yeah, no, I mean, they were bullying Jared Allen for sure. That was very disturbing. But I think, like I said, I think the Cavs are just not who they are. I mean, they aren't healthy. I don't really know what's going on with Donovan Mitchell. I haven't seen anything about it, so I'm kind of confused on how he's missing games or whatever. But
I'm assuming it's a rest thing, but I don't know. I have even when they were talking about it, like I didn't get to hear.
Wasn't back though, was it? Yeah, it wasn't. No, it wasn't a back.
No. So we'll see if he plays. He should give it a go tonight. Maybe that's why he sat out because they're going to play him tonight. So we'll see.
Yeah, but I mean, at this point, I don't like anything. I haven't looked at any props or anything, but the Randall over is damn near a lock every game almost. It's always that 7, 6, 7, 7, 8 type of thing, and like he basically gets a double every single night. But I would like to see the Cavs get some revenge on how they got beat real bad in the playoffs. But that's neither here or there. But we'll figure that out. We'll have some picks for y'all later. All right, next we got the Spurs versus Suns. Suns -7.5 over under 225.5. I don't like the game. The spread is like a high to me.
Yeah, I'm not into this one really. This one's although the Spurs have played kind of good. I mean, they played okay. I mean, they've been decent. So we'll have to see who's in and out for this game. Also, man, it's early. It's still pretty early today, so not knowing who's in all and who's out, it's hard to. We kind of got to look at the props and stuff right now.
Yeah, 100%. Excuse me, 100%. I'm still waiting for Beal to be able to suit up and play.
His status is still out as of right now, and then Booker's a game time decision.
Yeah, I mean Booker has to play for the spread to be that high. To be honest,
I would think so. Well,
no, for sure it has to be.
I think so.
I'm not really sold on Wemby yet, and I've said that many times, and we've said that many times even on here. Like we're not sold on dude at all. It's kind of wild to me that everyone is so on dude. Um, he's not going in the paint, none of that. So we can sit back and we can look back at it and think like, damn, like dude was supposed to be the top prospect since LeBron, and I don't see that. I see people being way better than him since that era. I mean, you know what I mean? Since
He's
LeBron.
got, yeah, he's got a good skill set and everything, but I don't think anybody came in. I mean, he LeBron came in with his body was ready. He was a man. Like that, he was a grown ass man at 18 or whatever. You know what I mean? Like he was a little thinner than he was and grew into being a little bit bigger. But Wimby's very frail. I mean, I don't know. I would stay away from like his rebound props and stuff unless you have a really good feeling and there's guys out that the big men are out.
I
I
don't
just
think he's had his rebounds. He hasn't been able to like rebound at all. Like that's
He's at
crazy.
5, 12, and 5 in the 3 games. So that's average for a guy that's 7'4", you know what I mean? And his points were about the same, 11, 21, and 15. So he's been all over the place here. Um, he's had a lot of turnovers, 5, 4, and 5. I mean, that's a lot of turnovers for a big man. So I would just be careful with him early and seeing what Don't I wouldn't go crazy on any of his props and stuff. Be a little leery of all that stuff. But yeah, I want to see what his turnover prop is actually because that's kind of enticing to me. 3.5 plus 110, and he's been over. He's been over. He's had, like I said, he's been 4, 5, and 4, or 4, 5, 5. So that's something to look at. I mean, he's bound to go under that number eventually. So he's hit it 3 times in a row. So he's bound to hit the under sometime. But it's something to look at if you wanted to get involved in this game at all. I mean, the other one is gosh, I don't know how to pronounce the dude's name. I don't know if it's Vassal or whatever
Yeah,
his name is.
yeah,
But he's been putting up some serious pointage. I mean, he's been pretty solid for them. His points is at 17.5 tonight. And they're going to be. I would imagine they're going to be down some points here tonight. So I would think that he's going to get plenty of chances to get some points. I'm trying to look up his numbers real quick.
I guess the bigger question for me is who's guarding Wimby? Who's guarding KD?
I think they're guarding each other. I really do. I mean, I think they can't. Well, I think they can go that option, and KD would destroy him as far as on the other end. Well, when KD's got on offense, I feel like KD would have the big time advantage. You know what I mean? I don't know. He's more craftier, and Wimby. I don't know. But then again, Wimby might take it on as a challenge. I don't know. But as far as Vassal goes, he's had 23, 25, and 14. So last game he had 14. He took less shots last game. So each game
5 and 14.
Say it again.
You said 23, 5 and 14.
25, 23, 14.
Oh, okay.
So his number is 17.5 tonight, but each game his shot number has gone down. So he took 17 shots game 1, then 13, then 10. So his shots have come down.
That's because Wimby's been getting more.
Yeah, so that's a tough number. That might be a hard one to handicap. 17.5.
But I think if Wimby's going to be guarding KD, KD's going to have him in foul trouble early.
And he has been in foul trouble. So that's something to be aware of.
Yeah, I kind of like that bet.
And the Vassal kid's been shooting it lights out. I mean, he shot 9 for 17, 7 for 13, 6 for 10. I mean, that's shooting 55% from the field. That's pretty solid.
I like that bet. I like that. Because we talked about I didn't know who Dude was until actually the first game.
He's been really solid. I mean, he's it looks like, I don't know if he's a second or third year guy, but I'm pretty sure he was known as a defensive guy in Florida State, but I'm not sure about that. But yeah, he's been solid. That's one to look at for sure for tonight.
Yeah.
Until you know who's playing.
I just don't like the Suns. I like the Suns in general, but 7.5 is a lot. Booker has to play for that spread. Honestly, man, I feel like the Spurs is the best we've seen in a while. Uh, Wimby, I don't know. Like I just don't want my 7 footer at the top of the key shooting threes all day when he should be in the post. But I don't. He's not big enough to be in the post, so it's kind of like a Ben Simmons kind of. Ben Simmons is damn near center size at a point guard, so I get it. I don't like the game. I guess look at some props. We'll look at some props later and try to figure it out. But as of now, this game is not something that's worth really taking a spread or whatever on. But yeah, no.
Yeah.
So moving forward, we're gonna go to the Magic versus the Clippers. Clippers minus 6.5, over under 220.5. I like the Clippers to cover this spread. The reason why I like the Clippers to cover the spread because the Magic's played a tough fight last night with the Lakers, and they didn't lose anything that can't play today for the since they got the trade. But that's something that we're going to talk about next. But I think the Clippers win this game. I think that they possibly blow the Magic's out, and that's just because it's a back to back. So
I don't really. I don't have a side for this one. I I just for some reason I never have a good feel for the Clippers. Maybe it's just because I don't stay up and watch their games all that often or what you know what I mean. But um, there's a couple props in there. Um, Franz Wagner, so he's had over at least two threes in all their games this year. His props at 1.5. It's a little juicy, but I like that. If you really want to get into his points, you could probably play his points, but I kind of like him to hit his three prop um, over 1.5. That's all I really got for this game. Yeah, we're going to talk about the Clippers here next.
yeah, no, I mean, I honestly like I haven't seen the Clippers play much. I just know that like realistically, the team is a solid team still, especially when all three of them are able to play.
Yeah,
Um, like I said, they still got their basically their whole roster who could still play. They only gave up what 2 players in that, and Morris is not really that much of a deal breaker.
Huffington, and yeah,
Yeah,
it wasn't a whole lot of.
Covington's not bad. I like Covington actually.
All right, I mean he's a rotational guy for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, if I took anything, I would take the Clippers on this, but it's also still early to kind of determine. I'm sure the spread will change, but
Oh yeah, yeah, I'm sure.
all right, on to the next. The James Harden trade that the world has been anticipating. I
Yeah,
don't know, man. I don't know what to say about this.
he whines and cries and gets his way every couple years, so it's not anything to be surprised about in my eyes.
I think it's a great pickup for them, though, for the Clippers. And to add PJ Tucker to that, you can't really. I don't know. I like it. PJ Tucker is better than Marcus Morris. I mean, that too. He's
Yeah,
cool.
but I mean, they need Tucker the deep on the defensive side. That's great for them. I mean, it's a good guy. I mean, he can't make a shot for anything, but he's good defensively. Um, they have guys like Powell that can make shots off the bench, and they got guys off the bench, but it makes them a little thinner. Even though they got some guys though, they got Terrence Mann, they got a good team. I mean, they're going to be real solid. You just got to hope that Harden doesn't mess up their mojo, man. Like whatever, I don't know. He seems that he has never won any. Like we said, I talked to you about this earlier. He's never won anything. He's never really. I mean, I wouldn't go out there and go out of my way to trade for him, but they didn't give up too much.
No, I don't think that they gave up too much at all. I mean, the 2 draft picks or what's 3 draft picks or something like that, a first round and then 2 second rounds and 2028 first round,
Yeah, I mean, you're
20,
talking 5 years.
24 and then 29. It's like shit is so far down the line.
Yeah,
Uh, and it says, and the 76 are going to waive Danny Green. So Danny Green going to end up fuck around being somewhere, probably Clippers or Lakers. They could use a knockdown shooter. Or somebody who actually I could see Milwaukee picking up Danny Green, but
He's old, man. He's older. He's a lot older than I thought he was, but he's okay. He can be a end of the rotation kind of guy. Nothing that's gonna.
plays defense and he still got a strap.
Hopefully he's healthy. I mean, last year he wasn't healthy. He's coming off that knee, so hopefully this is like his second season off that knee. I do believe so. Hopefully it's better. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see how they mesh. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure
I'm excited to see this. I think that
it
I
go
mean,
real
Russ
well.
and James Harden already have a chemistry together. They played together, but I mean,
Yeah, but
obviously,
it didn't go real well.
James Harden wasn't who he is today when they played together. So we'll see. I mean, they all know whose team it is. It's Kawhi's team at the end of the day. Hopefully that they've had a conversation. I'm assuming that they've had conversations about it before they even made this possible. I don't see the front office just making this a rational decision without conversating with everybody to make sure that that's something that they wanted.
Yeah, and they got a good coach. I mean, he'll be able to, you know, he's a good player coach. So hopefully he can get them on, everything smooth and make sure everything. It's gonna take a while though for them to get him to. That's a big. He dominates the ball, so it's gonna be hard to it's hard to get a player like that into the system than it is just a role guy. Obviously, but
Yeah.
we'll see how they go about who handles the rock and all that.
Yeah, I mean, I still think Russ is still gonna. I mean, James Harden can play the two.
He can. I think he'd be better suited playing the two. To be honest with
Yeah,
you, if
yeah.
he's gonna be dedicated on shooting the ball. I mean, sometimes he goes games where he only shoots it like a handful of times. Like it's
That's
weird.
because
Like,
that's because he wanted to be the assist leader. I think he had a motive at that point to make it seem like he wasn't just.
see, I don't need a guy like that though. You know what I mean? Like that's what I mean. Like I don't need a guy like
I think he
um,
wanted to make the world believe that he wasn't just a scorer, though. That's what I'm saying.
do what you do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, if he's a scorer, that's what he does. I mean, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. There's other guys around, so hopefully he doesn't feel like he has to do a lot. You know what I mean? He can just fit in, and then it would be good for all of them, I would think.
Yeah, I mean that's the goal. I feel like if they can mesh together, I think there'll be a problem. I just don't think that they have a solid center to make that make sense for them. Zubac is not like super
Okay.
fast, but he's
No,
not.
he's okay. He's serviceable. You know what I mean? He's not going to wow you, but um, they could definitely use another big man. But they're pretty deep. I mean, they're pretty deep in the guard and forward position. That's for sure.
Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, I want to see everybody successful.
See
As
what
long,
kind of shape he's in too.
yeah, he looked kind of hefty the other day when he was on the
He
sideline.
always does, though.
But I mean, it is what it is. We'll see how it goes, and this concludes today's show. So,
Well, let's drop one more. I want to drop a play for college football tonight.
okay,
So, just real quick here. Tonight, you got some MAC football tonight. The one play that I do like is Northern Illinois. So, Northern Illinois versus Central Michigan tonight. Um, -5.5 is pretty much where I got it at. Um, Northern Illinois runs the ball very well. Central Michigan does not stop the run very well. So this is a ball control type of game. Northern Illinois has won like 4 in a row, I do believe, at least three or four in a row after a slow start. I
uh-huh.
expect them to win this game by at least a touchdown. So I'm on Northern Illinois tonight, even though they're on the road. I still think that they get it done tonight by at least a touchdown.
There you have it. The sports NCAA guru J Dub
Been
says
doing good lately, been on a roll lately, so let's keep it rolling.
yeah. So yeah, we want to make sure y'all get hip to the Telegram that we have. We've posted it on the Facebook. We'll get it up on Instagram. We need everybody to follow that. Everybody to follow that. That gives us more encouragement and more like
bets. We put more bets on there later in the day. So as news come out, as the injuries come out, the injury reports and who's in, we put some bets out there late. So make sure you check it out. Put some late
Yeah.
ones out there yesterday.
So basically, also we are doing this for straight wager purposes, not necessarily parlays. But we should make a separate video for that, explaining like what what I mean. But we'll do
Yeah.
that. But this concludes today's, and we'll just go from there. Hopefully, you guys have a good Halloween Tuesday, Freaky Tuesday.
Be safe out there.
Twisted Tuesday because it's Halloween. But be safe out there. Enjoy your day, and then we'll see y'all tomorrow. Holler.